My MEP, My Voice is a European Movement Ireland initiative for 18 to 25-year-olds on the island of Ireland. Young people with a passion for communicating and a desire to have their voices heard in the 2014 European elections. We put the call out for young people with a story, a concern, or an issue. This is what they had to say.
My MEP, my voice.
To ease the suffering of the most vulnerable in Irish society, I want my MEP to oppose any further austerity measures on the floor of the European Parliament.
The unelected Commission creates legislation that affects young people when it should be in the hands of my MEP.
What can you, my MEP, do to ensure that Europe has sustainable, renewable and reliable energy into my future?
I want a stable job when I leave college. Will you, my MEP, deliver sustainable employment to Ireland?
I want my MEP to support green energy to help the environment and reduce our dependence on oligarchs and tyrants in Russia, Iran and Saudi Arabia.
My online presence is no longer private. Too much information is being saved. I won't have the right to be forgotten. What is my MEP going to do about this?
I want to know what my MEP is doing about youth unemployment.
What will you do to develop Europe's global role and positively and significantly impact international politics?
With such discrepancies in higher education prices across Europe, will you, my MEP, support the harmonisation of third-level fees in Europe?
Will you support the right to self-determination for nations like the Basque Country, Catalonia, Scotland and in the near future, hopefully a border poll on Irish unity?
I want to challenge the fact that MEPs spend their time, money and energy on a monthly trip to Strasbourg.
What can you do to promote, educate and empower young entrepreneurs to realise their full potential?
What do you think are the important issues for young people in Europe?
For me, opportunities for postgraduates.
You know, when you come out of college and there's not enough jobs, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a big problem. You have to choose your education on not what you want to do, but what you think the jobs are. You know.
Mental illness. People don't know about it. You know, it's a big stigma. There's a lot of young people who have it.
Well, I think the voting scheme should be, the age on the voting scheme should be put down. I think personally.
I think that in Ireland we don't actually hear enough about what goes on in Europe to actually kind of have a proper discussion on European affairs.
What do you think they should start on? And maybe even coming from a personal level?
Probably just getting more recreational things for young people to do.
I want them to be engaging in the forum within the Parliament and engaging with young people.
They were our age once and we'll be their age one day. So I think just acknowledging that and acknowledging that we're important.
I'm out of college with 2 years working to go back to college and I'm going to have to pay $7,000 because I've been working. But people on the dole can go back for free after 2 years or after a year. So just to make it more fair, it's not very fair.
I think it's important that young people should know that there's hope out there and that you know, although there is a lot of pessimism about jobs and things like that, I think that there needs to be a bit of optimism out there.
Grants in Ireland don't do enough to cover the cost of education. This excludes many young people from third-level education. What can my MEP do to make sure this is no longer a barrier?
Is my MEP willing to challenge the EU decision to reduce the Europe 2020 climate targets?
We are citizens of a nation bigger than Ireland. What can my MEP do to encourage a sense of European identity here?
Since the inception of the Israeli state in 1948, they broke multiple UN resolutions. As my MEP, will you hold them to account?
Since the establishment of the Irish Parliament, only 260 TDs have been women, one of the lowest numbers in Europe.
As my MEP, what can you do to remove the obstacles hindering women advancing politically?
Will my MEP reflect Ireland's support for Scotland's place within the EU given their independence?
I want my MEP to be a champion for LGBT rights in Europe.
We have a voice!